Hello, everybody. Welcome to Ruby Thursdays live coding on Thursday. I'm Melissa Wanish, and welcome for those who are joining us. Today, I'm just going to talk a little so as people kind of come in, and then we'll get started. So this is a series based on a survey of what people would like to see and see me kind of play around with and do. So we are doing a series where we compare stimulus reflex to hotwire to react as different front-end frameworks. So we're building a little Trello clone and playing around with it. So last week I got up and running the stimulus part of the stimulus reflex. We have a Trello clone that you can create a card on one card. You create a little card on one page, and then it updates to the other pages, as a one-page app, so without reloading. And I got off the line and then last week, and then I was like, oh, you know what? I think there was a part of that tutorial I've been following that had more to do with reflexes. So that's part of the thing. So there's this data attribute reflex, and so that's another thing that we can play around with. So that's what I'm going to do today. And I think what I'm going to do is maybe a link to like mark as done or something, because that's kind of a Trello thing. Maybe the one we're following is a Twitter clone, so there's likes and shares. But maybe we do a share. Maybe we share our card. Maybe that'll be easier just to follow the tutorial and just get our feet wet in this reflex thing. So that's what we're gonna do. And I'm gonna go ahead and add to the stream. And so if you have any questions, please post a comment, say hi, and definitely let me know if you can't hear me. And we'll get started. So here is the tutorial, what was on the main stimulus reflex page. Build Twitter in 10 minutes. And so here is their post. We're doing card, but here's their post. And you see here, they have a reflex. So if we sort of look a little bit about calling, let's see here, calling reflexes. What is a reflex really? It's a UI update that has a persistent, let's see, 3 kinds of reflex. There's a page morph, which does a full page update. There's a selector morph for replacing content of an element. And then a nothing for executing functions that don't update your page. So those are different morphs, and you do the reflex with data attributes. So I'm reading this along with you as well. This is kind of learning for me too. So here we go. So we have a data reflex. It's going to call the backend written in Ruby kind of thing. And then you can have you can add data attributes. Is recommended best practice to put an ID attribute on any element that has a data reflex attribute on it. It's unique and a valid DOM. So we'll add that as well. You can do multiple. We're not going to do that. But you can see there's lots of good documentation. And then you can also start it with JavaScript, not just with HTML. Data attribute and all of that. Simulate. You can add okay, you can stimulate, choose the DOM, replace the element. You could do. So this is all doing it with JavaScript. So here's the more Ruby RB way, and that's what we're gonna play around with today. So I'm gonna go also from the post that's happening. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and look again at the code. I have not looked at this in a week. Do I even have it open? No. I was doing other things on the computer. Here is the server. We'll just stop it for now because we are gonna have to restart it anyway. That's right. We called it Jello instead of Trello, just for fun. All right. So let me open back up the code. Oh, remind me later. Where did VS Code go? Code. Oh, there's lots of things open. Uh-oh. Where did it go? Well, it's going to be a short session today if I can't find my I'm gonna completely quit VS Code. Ah, it was sort of stuck in this side. I'm sharing. I have two screens. You see me looking down. I'm looking down at StreamYard, and my other um, uh, doc, and that's why I couldn't find it. So let's try. It was sort of caught in the middle there. So let's try again. There it comes. Here we go. All right. I have, I, sidebar. I'm part of a little chat thread, right? I'm sure you're all on these with bunches of people, and so when it's hardly ever active, and then all of a sudden now it's like blowing up. So I hear a little boop boop. I'm like, what? It's up to 11 messages. It's a mom's group in the neighborhood, and I live in a really awesome neighborhood. So I'm part of a little mom's group, and so there you go. Okay, so here's just so here was a reflex that we had started as part of a different tutorial, but we're not doing any of this. So I'm just going to remove all of this. I guess we can keep the. We generated it, right? And this was the generated code. So here's some more, links and everything in here. So we actually did generate this in our first session, and then I decided that I wanted to do something else in the second. So here it is. It's already generated, but if let's see if we can find it in the link of the generator. I didn't show the generator here. Integrating cable ready. Well, I can show you right here because I stopped it right where it was. It's a Rails G stimulus underscore reflex, and then the name of the reflex that you want. So that's how you generate this file, and that's how we generated it. Okay, so then part of the tutorial actually went back and put these sort of data, things in here. So we're going to do the, I guess we'll just it's not very Trello. If you have another idea, let me know. What would you like to see this Trello card do? It really should be like a checkbox, right? So it would be um, it should be like a reflex that's complete, right? Okay, so let's link to, as part of this example. It's not going to be a checkbox necessarily. Let's just link to complete, right? So then it'll be mark complete is what we'll do. So I'm just going to keep this to the side. So that's going to be in our in the part next to the card. So it's actually the card. Too many things open, but I think I'm going to try. We had our board. Okay. We need our underscore card. Here we go. So we have our card. It has the title. And what we're going to do now, it's in the card body. All right, so let's have it inside here. And then try to not copy paste. I guess we could, but hope this is not too hard to read if I do that. Okay. And so we're just gonna add a link at the bottom here, card description. I'm gonna put in a little div. Just to separate it a little bit. And we'll link to doesn't go anywhere. So you say when you don't want it to go anywhere, class card link, and then data. And then we'll set our reflex. Oh, it even had it in there for you. And when you click on it, it's always some kind of action. And we'll do cards, reflex, and it'll be the mark complete. All right, and then, let me go over. And then the ID, is for the card ID. All right, it's the ID of the one we want to change, so we need to pass that in. ID is card.id. And then, okay, this has a do because we then need to actually display something. Okay. And then let's just go ahead and end it so you don't forget to end it. Okay, and then we're gonna we're just gonna go say mark complete. And this is that's all. I don't think we really need this. This is doing the count. We probably should do something fancy where if it's complete, this says mark incomplete. And then If it's not, then mark complete. But for now, let's just mark complete. But that would be the next step. So let's mark complete, right? And then maybe we have some sort of like uh, let's just be really like is complete, and then we'll say let's do it in another little div just to give it a little space. And that is completed. And then we'll just have we have to add an attribute. We'll need a card dot complete. Okay. So it'll be true or false. And so we'll see it go true or false, I guess. All right, that is the plan. All right, so that's sort of the HTML. We now need the reflex. So let's look and see again what this project did with the reflexes are their own file. So here it is. So this is what you want to do, and then you broadcast it back out. And so just making sure it's nothing. Okay. And okay, so we're going to mark complete. In the reflex. Card reflex. So we're going to do just sorry, mark complete. Mark complete. Look at that. I knew what I wanted to do there. And then so card equals card find. So the element is coming in with the data set. Okay, so or is feed it in. D could feed in other things. So this must be, a method on the post. So for us, we could create something that's like card mark complete. Selector. We're going to need a selector for our like true or false. And then the text would be if it's true or false. So let's write some of this up. Cable ready. And I'm pretty sure it's board. That's what we made. Text. That's the main component there. That's the need that there. Text. And so we're changing the text content. I bet there's all kinds of cable ready. I haven't done a whole lot with cable. So this is obviously a method on cable ready. Okay, and then selector, we have to figure that out. So something, and then text would be card dot complete. All right. So it's the selector, what did they do? They did. We'll just go back. Oh, back, back. Okay. Um. Oh, sorry. Forward. Okay. No, not that one. Back, back, back. Okay. ID is what it's going. The selector is the ID. So interesting. It's inside of Ruby. So I should be able to do tag span. Maybe I have to add tag span to that. Okay, so back to our HTML. So tag span, comma, the ID of this span is we gotta do card, and we can do some interpolation here. So card.id dash complete. So it knows to update this selector with completed or not. Okay. So right now it's always going to mark complete because that's what we're going to do. But you could easily say, okay, if it's complete, change it up. Okay, so this is the selector. Oops, sorry, copy. I'm pretty sure that's probably in quotation marks. I like double quotes. I know people. We could have a whole double quotes thing, but wait, let's go forward. Yep. Okay. Okay. So the next bit is we haven't done actually the sort of model work yet. So we need to add this um, to the card. So we need to generate a little migration. Rails G migration add completed to card as a boolean completed. Okay, let's go check that out in our database. Completed. Default false. Okay, and then we can run that. Okay, and then on card. Routes. Okay, I don't think card is open. There we go. All right. A lot going on here. Zero. Zero's going on. Um, complete. So we have an exclamation point. Um, so this is a fun thing with doing a lot of different languages. Right now I'm doing Python and JavaScript and React. I'm also doing some Solidity in the morning. Um, how the heck? So it's uh, update, right? I have forgotten. I've forgotten how to update in Ruby. Update, right? Nobody's around to help me remember some basic Ruby on Rails. Anybody want to pipe in? Oh, it's okay. Completed. True. I think that's it. If it doesn't work, I'll look it up. I know that's so sad. But when you're not in it every day, this is why I do it one day a week, just to keep, that muscle memory going. I know there's update attribute. Could be update attribute. All right, we'll see what happens. But that's it for now. Let's see. I'm probably gonna get some errors, but all right, let's see what happens. I think this is not right. Okay, it is running. I don't have localhost open. Let's open localhost. Cards. Yeah, okay. Oh, because this one didn't have one yet. I thought we set it to false. Undefined method completed. Isn't that what we should? Huh. It should. We don't have all the fun. This is better errors, but when you can open the prize session right there. Completed. Completed. Did I misspell something? Oh, I did it backwards. Oh, I did it backwards. This should be like a protected word there. Okay. Well, here we go. Um, okay. To be completed. And then a Boolean. The opposite. Okay. All right. Try again. All right. Did I go away? Am I back? I hit I hit refresh on the wrong screen, and evidently, if you refresh StreamYard, it just kicks you right out. Okay, so I'm gonna share again. Hopefully, I'm back on. We'll find out. Screen. Probably did not hear me go, oops. All right. Look, okay, cool. Completed. It isn't showing anything. It should show false. So let's see what's wrong there. Um, card completed. Um, hmm. Um, well, I'm just curious if we just took this off. No, no. What's the kind of syntax error? All right, just for right now. We have to go look up the docs for hear me. Okay, false. Okay, cool. So it can just show that. I wonder if there's something extra to tag span, like an extra thing. I just haven't loaded up. Um, because you want that ID to be right here. Um, tag span. I actually don't know what that is from. Um, mhm, tag. That's dot span. Let's see. New syntax for HTML in Rails 5.1. Okay. Uh, tag. Right. So you're do tag div. So it's tag span. Boop, boop, boop. Okay. Let me just look. It's just not anything I've really used before. To hmm, no, it's not really what I'm looking for either. So did tag span work? And well, I didn't try that either. Tag span. Got the ID part. Here's the ID. Nope, that goes away. It just goes away. It's trying to be like in one line here. Tag span. And then that's interesting. Just like looking at this again. See if I'm missing something. No, I don't know. All right. We'll just be a little less uh one line about it. Um so that would be, you could just have a span. And then it would be ID, right? Would be the what we did here. Yeah. Oh, okay. Oh, mm. Uh, it's gonna not. I don't know if this is gonna like this. In the middle, maybe. That's probably why it's written the other way, because that just looks terrible. That's not gonna work. Um, what? Um, oh, let's look at the actual docs for that. Um, mhm, mm, options. Okay. I mean, sure seems like it should work. Tag that spam ID. Hmm. Let's take all this back out. Look again at what they did. They did the did I do complete or pleated? Let's where was the reflex? Complete. Okay. Okay. It's just for fun. Just one more time here. No, still not there. That's interesting. We could take this out. Um, there's a comma right from the docs. It's no comma. Do and then we'll end. And in here, that does. Okay. I think it just needs to be like that. Okay, now we should actually open another um browser window over here so we can see. All right, so mark complete. Wait. I can't see them both at the same time. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Okay, here we go. Mark complete. Now, let's see. I think I see something come up here. Uh Uninitialized constant cards reflex. Did I just call it card reflex and not cards multiple? I think that might. Aha! One card reflex, not more than one. All right. So I think if I just do card reflex. All right. Let's refresh. Make sure we got the latest and greatest here. Refresh just to make sure. Okay. Now true. Oh, it worked here, but it didn't work there. Interesting. I wonder why not. Do we have to set it up with a cable as well? Um, so it changed this page. It morphed the page here. Hello, anonymous. Welcome. So look at interesting stack trace here, though. Um, uh, okay. Oh, you know what it didn't do? Um, what are you create? What I'm working on is a little Trello clone, and we're playing around with stimulus reflex. And specifically in this session, we're working on reflexes. So we have a card reflex. This is all, domain to this stimulus reflex package. So we have this action here and this method. It's going to find the card that was clicked on, mark it complete, which we've done now in the model. Just update to completed true. That did work. And then, sorry, the reflex. And then it's supposed to update this. Now, I think I might have missed a step. So what it did right now, and then in the HTML, we added a data link, a data attribute, sorry, for the reflex. And it's going to go to this mark complete ID, and there it is. And here is the selector that should get updated. So, excuse me. So then what just happened is that it updated here, but it did not update like another browser. So it's supposed to update there as well. I believe that would be the goal. And so I'm using this Twitter example to kind of build off of. And I think what I forgot here is cable ready broadcast. So I think that then posts it everywhere. So I forgot that bit when I was coming, sort of using it as an example. So let's put that in. I'm going to refresh each page just to be sure we have the latest and greatest. Okay. All right, the channels are streaming. Yeah, the other browser didn't update when I did it before, but now we're going to try it again. And it only marks complete. It doesn't mark incomplete yet. But you could. So let's try this one. True. No, it's not changing that over there. I wonder if there's another piece to it. Mark complete happened. Streaming from the channel. I don't know. Was another piece, I'm going to scrub the example I was using. So it made reflex. I found it. Now when they did it did it on both pages. Okay, he's explaining, I guess. Ooh, include cable ready in this reflex. Include cable ready broadcaster. Ah, so that must be here. Ah, okay. So I'm calling it, but it should really like error out. Say, hey, I don't know what to do. So if I include that up here, just okay. Now let's try. I think actually I should restart their server because having changed this, I think when you change anything with a channel or with a reflex, you should restart the server. So let's restart. Which browser doesn't working? So if you see right now, Um, okay. This one, Loki number 6, says true, but this one still says false. They weren't updating. It wasn't broadcasting the update. So I'm going to refresh. So now they both say true. Good thing I made so many Lokis. All right. Otherwise, we'd have to like manually change them back. All right. Here we go. The hover is terrible, but oh well. Here we go. And we're looking at 5. Let's put them right next to each other. Okay. Ooh, it's unhappy entirely. Oh my gosh. Let's see what all this red stuff. You need includes cable ready broadcaster, and you need to remove it. Reflexes have their own cable ready interface. You can just assume that it's present. Interesting. Okay, well, we should look at this. So this example clearly has it, but maybe the example is old. Okay. Uh, okay, well, we'll go on this browser. This window. Okay. Um, Using cable ready inside a reflex action. Okay. Um, okay, you can say that nothing morphs. It's already included in a reflex class. It's already included. And the cable ready method. Um, if you call cable ready in a reflex action without specifying a stream or resource, in other words, no brackets, it will piggyback on the stimulus reflex action cable channel. Okay. Um, Anonymous is just chatting here, saying that like to see people working. Yeah, when you see code working, it's what is it like when it's not working? um, what is an example here? Um, when to use morph? Let's see. Complex events, promises. Will be executed. Broadcast. Okay, so this was clearly not working. Um, I wonder if we could just, if I'm reading this correctly. Um, dot broadcast. So cable ready, and it did something, and then it just went broadcast. So maybe we need to just do broadcast. Anonymous asks, how many programming languages do you know? Um, so I know, some HTML, CSS, um, Ruby, and Ruby on Rails is probably still my favorite. I have been working in Python for the past couple months at a client. I work for a consulting company, and they have me placed at a client, Peloton, right now. So I'm doing some back end work there, And then I have done Angular, JavaScript, right? And then and some React. So those are the frameworks. Those aren't really languages, but JavaScript in general. So there's Conrad. Hello, late to the game. That's okay. We're currently trying to figure out why my Reflex isn't broadcasting to another tab browser window. Right now, it's just. Did I refresh? Oh well, no, it just didn't even work. But it's going to be. It automatically updates it over here, but not over there yet. So the reflex is happening. It's updating the DOM on the page you're on, but not broadcasting to the other ones. So I'm trying to figure out that. React is so good, Anonymous says. So, uh, um, well, this series is to sort of compare and contrast different ways to make that one page app, that one page seamless experience. So this is stimulus reflex. So if you like Ruby better than JavaScript, so I'm going to try to actually chain this and see if that works better. Because that's sort of what the docs I think are showing. And but I'm going to restart the server. I think that is necessary when you change those reflexes or channels or things. I don't think that. I think it's like updating. Like, what else do you have to update when you have to restart your server? Only kind of config. All right, so now I'm going to refresh the page just to make sure. Just to make sure. All right, so we're looking at Loki number 5. This is just going to mark complete. It should have that true, and it should have that true. Let's see what happens. Oh, it still didn't go. So this one was working, but this broadcast doesn't seem to be working. Is it a continuation from last week? Yes. So you may be a little lost. We're still working on Stimulus Reflex, still the Trello. I mean, they're all going to be Trello clones, but it is still Stimulus Reflex. Last week we got the ability to make a card and it show up over there. So if we wanted to do Loki 8, come with, okay. We're just gonna do that. A little teaser if you've not seen Loki yet. All right, Loki 8, so you create the card. And Loki 8 just showed up over here, right? Without me refreshing over here. Should have had this up there. So that's great. So it's showing up, but my reflex broadcast isn't working. And okay, so that right, this is all that. So page morph. And streamed from the channel. Thanks, Conrad. Thanks for watching. It was hard to watch questions since I wasn't there. So what's interesting here, mark is complete. Why? So I'm going to look again at we've been following this posts reflex. This must have been older syntax here. So Nana says, what language was created this page? that I'm looking at. This is Ruby. Um, this is pretty much all Ruby. It's feeding in some JavaScript from the library stimulus. Um, so I'm writing all of it mostly in Ruby. This file here is Ruby. It ends with an RB. And it's calling. It's a reflex. It's inheriting from application reflex, which is a library basically brought in. And okay, so cable ready is what we're doing. Special cable ready that broadcasts to the current visitor, no brackets needed. To the current visitor. Well, how do we broadcast to everybody else? Callbacks. Is it a callback? Reflex classes. Maybe the problem is in the JavaScript. Maybe. Part of stimulus reflex is kind of abstracting that away, like that you don't have to do as much JavaScript. You're just writing in Ruby. So it's a selector replacing the content of an element. I do want it to be a selector. Data attributes. Okay, we're doing all that. So when you click, the information is not updated. Yeah, it's just not updated over here. So there's some kind of broadcast not happening here. It's doing it on the DOM that it's on, but not everywhere else. I don't want to inherit other things. I'm not doing that there. Yeah, creating cards is working. Because the create cards, just to review, is here. That's the regular one. This is the JavaScript one. I don't think we're even using this actually. This is a holdover from pretty sure I can delete this. I'm not gonna yet though. Broadcast. Where does okay, I'm also gonna go back to oops, sorry. I now have like too many browsers open. I'm gonna close this one. I'm gonna go back to true false. Yeah, exactly. The so show again on Loki 8. This one's ending up true, and this one is still false unless you refresh the page. So true, you're still false. And on our tutorial, it added the cable ready broadcaster. What else is it adding? Right. All the stuff I already copied. But we don't need the cable ready broadcaster in there. what's happens when okay, so Conrad wants to look at the blog at the logs. It just seems to wait, let's go to the most it does this. Um it's morphing. Mhm. It's doing these two things here. Um oh, okay. Anonymous wants to check the console to make sure there's no JavaScript error. Okay, I see. I'm just gonna inspect. Okay. Well, there you go. Thank you, Anonymous. Okay, we're ready. Text content failed due to missing DOM element for selector card dash 8 complete. This didn't have okay. So what is over here? Inspect that. It does. Card dash 8 complete. Span. Is it looking for something? But it is there. Hmm. Missing DOM element. Well, but it is there. Card dash 8 complete. How is this different? I mean, they should be the same. This got updated. Is there are there the same console logs? There is. Um, uh, whoa. Okay. All that. Wow. That's a lot of stuff. Um, okay. That's the link. So the reflex is working, not the cable ready part. Um, is the browser console. See if it's different now. So let's clear the console. Watch it happen again. It's trying. It's like it's trying to do it. I may have to like make new ones here. Four is still false. Um, all right. It doesn't think it's, but the reflex worked. It morphed the page there. Missing DOM element for selector. Hmm. I did do the HTML slightly differently than the example because that it just wasn't coming up. Um, um, Conrad asks, does the cable ready make sure that the one has a socket connection before performing operations? Uh, I don't know. I think DOM selector. Um, so Conrad, so you think, yeah, can you elaborate a little? So if it does, and this one didn't have a connection, I mean, it's trying. I think it gets to this. I think it gets here. It just can't find what it's looking for to make the change in the text. That's how I read the error message. Um, Now why it can't find that um is a little confusing. Is searching bag error. Oh, anonymous. I don't know what mean. Problem is searching bag error. I'm not sure what you mean by bag. Um, I think we could simplify this maybe. Um, Maybe have the span. Uh, ugh, that looks terrible. I tried this before. Um, it doesn't have a connection. So, I mean, yeah, I still think it has a connection. Because why would it even show up on the console? Um, I also don't know how to check the socket. I mean, I guess we could do something over here just to make sure this side is working at all, right? If we mark number 1, yeah, yeah, it seems to have some kind of socket. Um, Again, it couldn't find 1, and over here now it's trying. This is the actual JS if we want to click on it. Ba-doo. Um, uh, for selector, blah, blah. Okay. If catch E. All right. So where is it doing? Document operation. Network. Sure. I don't think it's doing a network call. Um, Hi, Matt. Is piping in. Maybe the selector is incorrect. Should it be hashtag? Okay, I'm just gonna post this up here. Should it be hashtag card instead of card 1 complete? Okay. Um, Here? Well, I don't know. I mean, if you go here, inspect here, the ID is card-1 complete. We can try it, I guess. I did change this up slightly from the example because I couldn't get this to show. Um, okay. I'm gonna refresh the page. I'm gonna make this smaller. Console. I'm gonna refresh this one. I might have to start making some new ones. Two is there. All right. We'll go over here. I think the tag is okay. Wait, that I didn't need to put the hashtag? All right, well let's see. No, missing DOM for selector. Oh, wait. Um, here. Here's where you mean. Not in the HTML. Right. Can we take a look at the HTML in the browser? Yeah, here's the HTML. I mean, it just says, well, now I changed that. Gonna try back, try going back into broadcast part of the Ruby code. This guy. Um, okay. I'm gonna restart the server. Yeah, well, just to be sure we're got it all. F. Escape. Escape. Thank you, though. Control just to redo it. Okay. Back to browser land. Let's refresh just to be sure it's got. Okay. Loki 3 is still not complete. Let's update the selector there. Wait, where? I'm going to pause for a second. Let Matt catch up. So in the code here, what should this read then? The selector. I'm just going to wait a minute. It is currently raining. Anybody wanted to know the forecast? The weather update in Waxhaw, North Carolina. Okay, Matt's not saying anything. I guess we'll just try it. Looks good to me. All right, let's give it a shot. All right, here we go. I'm gonna try this side again. Yay! Interesting. I feel like that was not in the example at all. Oh no, it totally was. Look at that. There's the hashtag. It's always a little thing like that. A comma, a period. This time it was the hashtag. All right, thank you, Matt. Thank you. And Conrad and Anonymous, because that you all helped. Thank you. So I think that's it for today. If you have any questions, I'll chat a bit and then look back down. Ta-da! Yes, mission completed. That was today's the mission. So that was right, because hashtag means ID. And so that was the goal for today, is to just play around with the reflexes. um, sort of the dots you need as a review, is thank you everybody, is that you need a reflex that has this action, some kind of method defined. Um, you do whatever to whatever's coming in the data set. What? No, I don't know. What? I don't want to update. The data set. Um, you can find with element data set. So whatever you have coming in that you want to change or do, you do that, and then you update using cable ready to broadcast what it is you might want to change. So remember, if you have a selector and an ID, to have a hashtag. But there's a selector, you can update the text. There are probably other things cable ready does, but that's what we did in here. And then in your HTML, you can have your data reflex. Uh, oh, why are you not? Okay, there we go. I can make this bigger again. We're not sharing. So the data reflex, so it's the action, the DOM action, your reflex, and then your action, and then you feed in whatever information you need. Um, and then for it to know what to do, you need to have that ID. Um, and you have to have that card ID. So are we doing Hotwire next week? It is the little things. Yes, I am done. I am done with stimulus reflex. Now that we did some stimulus stuff last week, um, more with like the channels, and things like that. And then, um, and now we did a reflex. So yes, we're gonna try out Hotwire next week, um, and see how that goes. Um, all right, have a great week. And I will see you all next Thursday. Yep, should be fine. Okay, I have to go back to this screen to stop it. All right, I'm ending the broadcast. All right, have a good night. Bye-bye.